Okay, so a veteran cornerback is being linked to the Eagles per ESPN. Meanwhile, Zack Baun humbly told the NFL, wait till you see me in year 2. But that's not all. He offered some insight on the one-year deal signings brought in this year and how they fit, plus one of them is a big fan of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. So much to break down, including the Jalen Hurts slander and why Lane Johnson thinks he's going to be able to play for the next 3 years. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. If you rock with the Eagles, do your boy a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the videos. So recently, Nolan Smith was on Cam Newton's podcast, 4th and 1. And if you watch that show from time to time, Cam Newton took a lot of shots at Jalen Hurts throughout the season, as so many other analysts have. To Cam Newton's credit, he did come out and say he was wrong after the Jalen Hurts Super Bowl MVP performance. However, I don't really like how the question was worded to Nolan Smith, but I do love his answer.
When you got a guy across from you, your team leader in Jalen Hurts, knowing that what's asked of him isn't the same as a Josh Allen, how do you guys protect him knowing that, hey, that's still our guy, this is our brand of ball, and we try to protect it or try to perfect it the best we know how?
Man, I'll say this about one. That's what I call him, one, because he that one. Like, man, he do everything the right way. And then not only is during the times when people are waving stuff, man, he get us through there no matter what. Like my rookie year, Kelly Green game, we going to overtime, sorry team. I'm thinking, man, we about to lose. What one do? Ain't nobody, no read, it's wet, raining, everybody slipping, he running in for a touchdown. And I say, man, having faith in your quarterback is also another thing. Like, only time I ever watched the Carolina football team is when Cam played and was out there and giving them boys confidence and motivating in themselves. Them boys was sorry. Them boys sorry. What made them feel like they could do something? Okay, that's all I gotta say. One.
Come on now.
Okay, and that's the same thing for us. And even, yes, one is a great quarterback. He's not asked to do what Josh Allen does. Wanna know why? We got Saquon Barkley. We got offensive weapons. We got real people. So if you just go out there and play good football, and you play behind your defense, there's no reason we should lose.
Again, Nolan Smith is bringing me that Brandon Graham energy. He going to replace him really well in the locker room. And he did say, one don't got to play like Josh Allen because we run the ball with Saquon Barkley. That's all Cam Newton had to say. But I didn't like how he said, how do y'all protect that brand of ball? Then he said, I mean, perfect that brand of ball. Again, winning is winning. And when he's asked to use his arm, he can. And people really tend to forget the later the game is, when you need to be clutch, the better he plays. Also, the bigger the game, the better he plays. And that's what you absolutely need from your quarterback. Let me just say this about all the other quarterbacks that people say, look at how good he throws the ball, 300 yards here, 300 yards here. Why do they lose? Oh, they need to be surrounded by more talent. But why? Jalen Hurts got talent. That's the only reason he's winning. If you put talent like Jalen Hurts has around these other guys who weren't winning before the talent came, that would be the only way they win too. It just looks different to y'all. 300 yards passing or 300 yards total passing or rushing. To me, it's the same. And any of them quarterbacks that throw the ball pretty for a lot of Jalen Hurts versus Patrick Mahomes head-to-head in the Super Bowl. They're both 1-1. Jalen Hurts has more points per game, a better completion percentage, more passing yards, more rushing touchdowns, more total touchdowns, and less turnovers. And this is on the biggest stage. I just don't understand how certain people can never be sold on Jalen Hurts, but it's all Hurts Jordan commercial. He thrives when people doubt him. So keep on doing it. Moving on to the press conferences we heard yesterday, All-Pro linebacker Zack Baun talked about why he decided to stay in Philly, not just stay in Philly, but get a deal done before free agency where he could have been offered possibly $20+ million.
Yeah, I mean, I really had
really actually didn't want to leave. Like, just what we built here, the culture here, and honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I was just a piece of the puzzle that was put into a great culture already established. The people that work here, the systems in place, just everything I felt here this past year, just felt right for me and my family as well. So really didn't want to leave and just appreciated everything we built.
You gotta love Zack Baun. Vicious on the field, but so humble in real life. He said I was just a piece of the puzzle, pretty much saying Fangio knew exactly what to do with him. Later in the press conference, he spoke about how Howie Roseman made him feel throughout the year, always reassuring him that he wants him to be here long term. He didn't have to sign before legal tampering. He could have told him to do none of that. He signed a couple days early. Someone else asked him about living up to the contract, now playing with a bunch of expectations, not for just him, this defense, but I love his answer.
I just think about what we did in 1 year with so many new pieces, coaches and players included. And I think about my own personal development in that same sense, where if I can move off the ball and play inside linebacker and do what I did and that was kind of my starting point. I'm excited for this team and this defense moving forward. I'm really excited to continue to build on what we did last year.
Again, that's just a humble way of saying I never played that position before. It was year one with Fangio, and you see, I was an all-pro. What do you think I'm going to do in year two? And I know we got some moving pieces, but we had moving pieces last year, and it wasn't pretty at the start of last year. But you see how we came together. He's excited about his role and the players we have on his team still. But also, some of the guys we brought in on 1 year prove-it deals like we did with him. Listen to how he felt about the 1 year prove-it deal and the advice he's given to the new guys.
Yeah, it was what was going through my mind last offseason and free agency was solely fit. Very little of it was about money or being in a money essentially, but it was all about fit and fit scheme-wise and fit team-wise. Being in a place where you feel comfortable is very key. And I feel like this team and this place is very good for that and guys that want to sign that 1 year prove it deal and do what they can. So I think for the guys that we brought in, I think the fit could be really good for them, and I'm excited, really excited.
And so am I. This defense was deep last year. We did lose some pieces, but the core's still here, including all-pro linebacker Zack Baun, and I love the young additions. Listen, Adoree Jackson is a veteran. We'll see how much he plays, if he pushes Keely Ringo, but one thing about Adoree Jackson is he loves the two young corners.
I'm not gonna lie, I really liked Mitchell. I remember saying it, I don't know what game we were watching on tape. I'm like, damn, I haven't seen a rookie play that well. You know, it's been a while. And then Cooper doing his thing. Yeah, that was a trip. Because you know they had the thing about the first white DB to play since whatever. So to see him thrive and do his thing, and being a DB, it made me smile. So it's always cool to see somebody else, especially in the position that you're in, knowing how tough it is, and the stuff that you go up against. And to see those two thrive, especially at a young age, it put a smile on my face.
He's not going to change the world at the cornerback position. He's coming in to be depth and possibly fill a role if he needs to. Again, when he played for the Giants, the first 2 years as a full-time starter, it wasn't good. But last year, he played better in a reserved role. Maybe that's what the Eagles have him here for. We don't know. We still got more free agency, the draft. And if the cornerback position is still not looking good come training camp, Howie Roseman might get on the phone and make a trade. As for the newest Philly dog, Azeez Ojulari, who we got from the Giants, he was asked about, do Georgia players not on the Eagles talk about all the people on the Eagles? And also, who are you closest to on the Eagles?
Yeah, they always do, because we got so many Georgia guys here. And, Nolan, that's my brother for real. All of them really my brother, but Nolan, since we will be in the same room, So we've been in the same room, since Georgia too. So we're probably more closer to him, but I'm still close with all of them. So we all share that brotherhood, and that relationship we got is amazing.
Philly dogs bring out the best in each other. Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis started playing better when Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith came. It's just what they do. The reason he's signing a 1-year, $4 million deal is because he has been injured. That's the only thing keeping him from being paid. And we've seen people who have been injury prone go to another team and bada bing, bada boom, they don't get injured no more. Somebody asked him to talk about his strengths as a run stopper, pass rusher, just pretty much how do you feel about your game? And this is what he said.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a versatile player. I'm a physical guy. I don't shy away from no type of contact. I'm a attack first type mentality guy. I can set the edge. I could tackle. I could rush the passer. I could bend. I feel like I could do it all.
And I agree with him. He could do it all. Like I said, he just got to stay healthy. As for the last press conference yesterday, it was paved the lane Johnson. He said a lot of things that we just love to hear as one of the last pieces left of the core four. But the extension will make him play for the next 3 years, 2025, 2026, 2027. They asked him, how confident are you being able to fulfill the next 3 years at your age?
Yeah, I mean it's very possible. I think when you get to this stage of your career, you take it year by year. But physically, I feel really good. I was thinking, a few years ago when I was coming back from all these surgeries that, I thought my body was going to start, filling or going downhill. But I just think with how strength and conditioning program we have here, the stuff we do in the off season, I feel really good. So yeah, as long as I'm feeling good and I feel like I can contribute, and I think I'll continue to play. It's all I've really known. I love just my football family. I'm an only child, so my brothers are here, and I've always been in the locker room. And that's how I feel.
We've seen it now. Modern medicine, the way things are going in the NFL with less practices, players play longer, especially offensive linemen. And Lane Johnson is just a different breed when it comes to toughness, skills, athleticism, and just knowledge of the game. So I really do think he can play for the next 3 years. Moving on to a veteran free agent cornerback linked to the Eagles, ESPN's Bill Barnwell made a list of the free agents still out there with ideal landing spots. He interestingly linked the Eagles to former National Football League Defensive Player of the Year, Stephon Gilmore. Now, I know, he's old. Yes, he's 34 years old, pretty much like Big Play Slay, which will have some of y'all saying, well, if we didn't want Big Play Slay back at 34, why would we take Stephon Gilmore? Well, the only reason we would do that is if we end up not finding anybody in the draft that we can take because we're filling other positions. And like Slay, who still got some left in the tank, he wanted $10 million with it all guaranteed. Last year, Gilmore signed a 1-year deal with the Vikings for I think $7 million. So there's no way he can ask for more a year later. So again, Gilmore is better than Adoree Jackson, I think, for a 1-year stand. I don't know. Depends on the system from Fangio. But if you really were desperate after the draft, you bring him in on a 1-year, $5 million deal. You let him, Adoree Jackson, Keely Ringo, Eli Ricks, and maybe a late-round draft pick or somebody compete. Is just thrown out there by ESPN. I'm not saying go do it, but in a worst-case scenario, again, I think at 34, if you go look at what he did with the Vikings, it was pretty decent. With all that being said, I do want to let you know that I'm going to start posting different content on TikTok and IG from YouTube, right? We'll have the YouTube stuff here, but different videos about the Eagles will be on TikTok and IG. Don't know if I'm going to start new TikToks or new IGs. Just stay tuned. But when I drop it, go support. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the videos. I love y'all. Comment, because I absolutely love hearing from y'all. Muscle up. We out.